No, I can't. Okay. So, there we are. We are live. Hello, beautiful people. And thank
Hello.
you for joining once again. Really appreciate it. Those of you who have seen, you probably have seen me before, hopefully. If not, you're seeing me today and you're seeing a lot of us today. I'm part of a fantastic group that's growing. And this channel is called Passion plus Purpose equals Profit. And it's actually dedicated to those of us who want to improve our lives. So you will be experiencing and hearing from people in that particular arena, such as therapists, consultants, such as coaches, we are sitting here today for the most part, but it's important that you know that so that you'll have a place to come to when you see us advertising out there, putting us out there saying, join us on this show. You know that we're for you and we want to help you mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally. That's important. And along the way, we are helped too. So that's great. All right. So once again, my name is Katie Flowers. I am a professional visual artist as well as a master life coach. And I always allow my people to introduce themselves because I believe that they could do it much better than I can. And so if you are familiar with any of my other FB platforms, you've probably seen a couple of these people on there before in the past. But once again, I'm going to open it up and let them, introduce themselves. And lastly, this segment is about transformation, right? It's our second transformation series. I'm excited about it. And this series will be on BS. I love just saying that. Why? But it is how to manage our BS, which is belief systems, and we're going to
Oh,
be talking
sisters.
about that. I think that's something that should be talked about much more in schools, in homes, between families, and all of that kind of good stuff. And as we go through, you'll see why. All right. So please hang in there with us, and thank you. All right. So let's introduce our first. Should I call it panelist? Since we're online. Why not?
Yeah,
Okay,
it is
let's
good.
introduce our first panelist. And he wasn't here with us the first transformation series, but he's here now. And I've been promising about a sex coach, and he does a lot. But anyway, take it over. You're on, Mr. Carter. Introduce yourself.
My name is Reverend Andre A.J. Carter. I am also known as the Love Mechanic. Auto mechanics fix broken cars. I fix broken hearts. Okay. So I'm also a motivational speaker, author, uh, uh, three-time Library of Congress award winner for poetry. And I'm just happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
we and you wear most of us here we wear a lot of hats, so it's probably even more to Rev Carter than even he's spoken right there, but you got the
Oh, yeah.
gist of it, and thank you so much for that. Okay, and you're next, Victoria, please.
Hey everyone, my name is Victoria. I am a painter and curator, and also have a business called Kindred Creatives Collective, where I support Black women artists to connect, feel empowered, and to grow as entrepreneurs. So I am really excited to be here and to share my experience and my story, and to also bring a perspective from a creative person, from an artist who is also running a business.
That's powerful stuff right there too. I'm so because I got so sick and tired of people saying artists are not wealthy until they die or
Yeah.
after they die and all that myth stuff. So you are certainly appreciated from my end on that. Thank you. All right, take it away, Dr. Chair.
Hi, I am Dr. Naisha Cherry. Thank you so much for having me here. I am a mind and body coach. I am a yoga instructor, fitness instructor, and personal trainer. I am also a retreat leader. I am the owner and operator of Cherry Blossom Health Coaching and Cherry Bob's Swimwear, Salsa Swimwear. I am also the owner of Naivety Cherry Yoga LLC. Thank you so much again for having me here. I help women to clear their clutter in their minds, their emotional and mental clutter that prevents them from focusing on themselves and prevents them from making healthy choices. So a lot of times that leads itself to being overweight and to being unhealthy. So I help women to get that under control so they can focus on their physical fitness and their health.
Yay. And as I kind of brag in a serious, funny way, I know people. Okay. There you have
Yes.
it. Okay.
Sure.
So we're going to start off though with, as was promised in the description, if you guys have read the description, and that is we're going to start off with some meditation. It takes about what 3-5 minutes,
Mhm.
to do. And meditation in this aspect is very important. And the reason why it's so important is because our breath controls a lot of who we are,
Yeah.
right? Mentally, spiritually, all that stuff. And I just learned myself how to breathe from my gut, right? From the
Mhm.
stomach. And I tell you, it makes a great big difference. And so we're gonna get a tip here now from Dr. Sherry, and then we're gonna at the end you will also receive some good affirmations as well from Victoria, Miss Temple. Okay, and so go ahead. We're gonna step into this right quick and take it kind of serious. I mean, in a sense, but be fun with it as well, right? So take it over there, Sherry.
All
Hey,
right, so you all get comfortable in your seats, whether you want to sit in a chair or on the floor, on a meditation pillow, whatever floats your boat. Get comfortable. All right, so close your eyes, take a moment to come into contact with your breathing. How is it right now? Is it shallow? Is it deep? Whatever it is, find out. And then work on making it deeper and lengthier. Every inhale, feel your stomach as it expands. Every exhale, release and feel your body as it relaxes. Today, we're going to take on box breathing during our meditation. So, as we're breathing, note that thoughts may come and go, and that's just fine. You want to think of your thoughts as clouds in the sky that are traveling. So, don't focus on one or the other, just let them pass. Just focus on your breathing. So, you're going to take a big inhale now. I'm going to count you to 5. So, inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold your breath for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale slowly for a count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale for a count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Deep inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last deep inhale. 1, 2, 3, 5. Hold your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Big and slow exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take a moment, keep your eyes closed, and just breathe naturally. And really take a moment to be mindful about what you're going to do next, which should involve you observing this show, hopefully. But just, think about what it is that you're going to be doing next. Be mindful about it. And then think about how you feel at this very moment. Do you feel more relaxed, less anxious? All those great things that we were anticipating as a result of you doing box breathing. Now flutter your eyes open, allowing the sunlight to come in. And just know that anytime you feel anxious, anytime you feel like you're not breathing deeply, practice box breathing. A lot of times we practice shallow breathing as humans, and that creates more stress in our bodies. And we need to practice deep breathing, breathing from our diaphragm, slow and deep. So box breathing is a great way for you to practice that. So thank you so much
Wonderful.
for
Thank you.
participating.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
And to add to that, I love doing that, but I also, when I breathe in, I like to tense. I like to kind of tense myself while I relax, right? And ask myself, where am I feeling tense at? And wherever that spot is, that's where I'm breathing into and I'm releasing, right?
Absolutely.
And then the other thing is too, since some people have a difficult time breathing like that. See, we take it sometimes for granted that our lungs are so healthy, right? And by you, Dr. Terry, being who you are as a health practitioner, to say, you don't have a problem probably holding your breath 7 to 8 minutes. You know what I mean? But
I don't know.
But there are some of us. So I'm just saying, when we practice breathing exercises, don't feel bad about the length of time that you're unable to hold your count. Right? It could be 3 seconds. It could be whatever's for you. But find your comfortability. Right?
Yes.
Thank you so much. How do you feel? How do you guys feel? Did you participate?
I feel pretty good.
Yeah. I feel lighter.
Yeah. And it makes it kind of like you get that really good breath at the end, like after you're done.
I'll be right back.
Interesting, isn't it? Oh, look at that. All right. Now, what happened?
He said he'd be right back.
Okay. Cool. All right. So, the next thing we're going to open up with, we're going to start with talking about understanding our belief system. So, now, I wrote up a note. I always got notes, right? And so, just to introduce people, just to get people in, and for them to understand what belief systems are, instead of just being a word or a tag word or whatever. So, all right. This is what I wrote real quick, and then we're going to jump into, finding out what you guys think. So, okay, when we hold limiting beliefs, they hold us from our potential. The good news is that we can learn of them and undo them should we want to. That's key. You gotta want to. The key is to question the evidence we use to support our BS. Remove the stronghold and find a new... I'm sorry. There you go. Okay. Now, see, you throwing me all off.
Sorry. Hold on. I got that.
That's all right. That's all right. It's about authenticity. This is what happens when you're live. Okay? It's what happens. All right. So the key is to question evidence we use to support our BS. Remove the stronghold and find a new, more empowering belief to replace it with. Before we begin, it's important to understand that when we're talking about limiting beliefs, we're not saying that the belief is untrue. It may be true or based on things that really happen. Whether true or false isn't the point. That's not the point, okay? We're talking of beliefs that are either empowering or disempowering, meaning they are either helpful or harmful, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So here's the thing. Are your beliefs keeping you stuck, or do they encourage you? Now, can I read my chicken writing? Are your beliefs keeping you stuck, or do they encourage you to be authentically you and push you towards living the life you really want? Or do they hinder your desire to having the life and lifestyle you really want? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, just to start off with, um, one of the things that, well, a few things that I was raised up with in regards to like family and society culture. I call it family and society cult culture because we're kind of raised in a different way, and so when we end up meeting other people, we wonder why we don't connect, even though we're the same race, right? Or we may be the same, we may have similar whatever, but we still think differently. And so that's part of our belief system happening right up front. So one of the things that I was always taught was money was evil, right? Money is the root of all evil. I can't tell you how happy I am to rise above that thought. Okay? Because it's a limiting belief in the sense that if you have that type of relationship with such a powerful energy, what makes you think is flowing your way? What makes you think is going to want to flow your way? What makes you think is going to want to stay in your company? And so a lot of times we wonder, oh, why can't I get ahead? Why can't I get more money? Why can't I keep this money? When I do get the money, I got to pay a bill with it. I got to do this or I got to do that with it. It has a lot to do with the way we think about such a source. So I had to get that type of thinking out of my head and start to embrace money and say that I love money. And I do love money. And I feel so relieved to say I love money. You should love money too, because money gets you where you need to go, where you want to be. It's just realistic. It's real, you know. So anybody else can take over from here. Just jump in there.
So something you said was that you have to change your thought, and I teach my clients about how to, work on their thinking and change the way they're thinking. And we also practice something called self-coaching. So when you self-coach, you basically ask yourself a bunch of questions, and your brain comes up with the answers to it, and you like get to the root of why you think or believe a certain way. So, for example, money is the root of our evil. Why? So, like, question that thought until you can't come up with no more answers because you need to get to the root of it. Why do you really feel that way? Is it really the root of all evil? So definitely self-coaching is very helpful in that. Because what I've been taught and what I believe also is that your thoughts are what lead to your feelings are what drive your actions, and your actions are how you get the result. And so you want to get a different result, you need to think differently, which means you need to believe differently, which means you need to figure out why you believe how you do so that you can shift that belief, shift that thinking, and how you're feeling and acting so that you can get a different result.
Mm-hmm.
And that's vital to shift. That's what we're talking about, shifting that mindset. Because you're not going to get too far, cooking the same cake ain't going to make it taste different.
I know.
I also want to say that similar to what Dr. Sherry was saying with what we tell ourselves, I feel like we all have stories that are instilled in us either through society, through our families, through our environment, through what we see. And sometimes those stories are limiting us from our full potential. And so one of the things that I had to really reflect on in my own personal life is this mentality that I had growing up, that the only way to be successful is to work really hard. You have to keep pushing yourself. You have to keep, doing everything in order to just get something, to just get a little bit of money or just to get a little bit of sustainability. And one of the things that I had to reframe and reteach myself is that it doesn't have to be hard. It could be simple, it could be easy, if it flows for you, if it's right for you. And not to say that it's not going to be hard, it's not going to be challenging, but that it doesn't have to be this hustle and struggle. It
Right.
could be really easy. It could flow. It could feel right. It could feel good. It doesn't have to be hard all the time. And
Right.
so I'm trying to shift that mentality that I have to struggle in order to be successful into I can be successful just doing what I love that makes me happy. And that's
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah. Very true.
Well said.
Yeah, related to
Very
that,
well
one thing
said.
that I stopped saying was like hustle,
I'm
like
sorry.
really hustle.
I'm sorry. Is someone typing? Stop
It's
that.
down
No,
like
no.
that. I'm not.
Nobody's typing? What is
No.
that? Oh,
Mhm.
okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I just got through breathing. My God. Go ahead.
Breathe again.
Um,
But yeah, I just saying though something related to what Victoria is saying. A lot of times people be like, I'm hustling. Like when you hustle, that's not really a good feeling. It's like you're working hard to get what you're trying to get. And so I don't say that like a long time, not a long time ago, but like last year in my hashtags, I had something like hustle something. I forgot what it was. But I took that out of one of my hashtags because I'm not hustling. Like, no, it's not what I'm looking to do. So I'm doing what I love and I'm enjoying it. And sometimes it is difficult, but not all the time. I'm not a hustler. So I took it out of my vocabulary because that was getting programmed in my mind. I gotta be working hard all the time because I'm hustling and I'm not.
let me jump in there. What I do is I go around and teach different students at different schools how to rewire their thinking, just like what you guys are talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The name of my speech is called Rehabilitating Your Addiction to Failure.
Mm.
So, a lot of the things that we were taught are absolutely wrong. Um, like, even when you think about how people always say going into the entertainment industry, rapping, singing, playing basketball, or whatever it is, it's tap dancing for the white man, and it's a lotto. Not everybody can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me correct that thought. Number one, you're doing what you love, just like Dr. Curry has said, okay, and Victoria, that you're doing what you love, and you can be successful at anything you love. But here's the truth about it. The numbers don't lie. People lie. Numbers don't. Okay? There are 7 black billionaires in the US. Only 7. 5 of them were from the entertainment industry.
Mm-hmm.
Only 2 went the education route.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I point that out is this. As long as you feel that you have to go to school and work for somebody else who enslaved you, you're thinking that they're going to give you that's why our unemployment is so high, because we go into the master to think they can for a job instead of creating our own.
But see, where does that mindset come from? Where does that come from? That we think that's
slavery. If you go get locked up, you're taught that you can't get a job. But where does entrepreneurship come from?
Right.
and we have to take responsibility and accountability for our family, right?
Mm-hmm.
To put this type of information in, plant the seed. You
Yeah.
know, I hear people say a lot, I don't even know why you even bother to talk to such and such. That I said somebody has to start planting the seed. It doesn't matter whether or not we think they're listening at this moment. But believe me, your words are powerful.
Oh yeah.
And when they fall upon the right ears, those ears are going to take that. It's going to come back to it. And it's going to do what it's got to do, what it was born to do. You know what I'm saying? But you got to start speaking it.
Yeah. I used to talk to my daughter about different things, just life in general. And I never thought she was listening. Then when she got to high school, she was regurgitating everything I said to her friends.
Wow.
So people listen. They really do.
Wow.
You know?
And when we step out there on faith, what does that mean? Anybody take that, because I got my own, you know.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
I'm a
Rev, go
minister,
ahead.
so people are probably looking at me like, go ahead, go ahead.
No, take
um,
it.
Faith is something you can't see, something you can't touch. You just believe that it's going to happen. So you work towards that. You've never been there, so that's how you have faith. You have faith in it.
And
Just like how people have faith in God.
you're com- you're coming definitely from a spiritual context on that. That's your and I want to talk more about that too after we hear from the other two ladies. What are their perspective of faith?
I agree with Reverend Andre. I mean, I step out on faith when I stopped teaching school and went into yoga and health coaching. And so, because I was like, when I stopped teaching, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to survive after this, but you know what? We're going to make it happen. Nobody going back. And so, I stepped out on faith and started my own business without anybody, helping per se. And it is what it is.
Okay,
It's going
okay.
forward. It's not going
There you
backwards.
go.
Now let's
There
support
you go.
There
That's
you
the
go.
point. That's the point.
There you
People
go.
always live backward.
Right.
Like they base their whole life on things that they did in the past. Oh, in the
Mm-hmm.
past, I was this and that. Oh, my parents are this and that or whatever. No. Nobody drives down the highway looking backwards.
Right.
You can't go forward if you're looking back. You
Mhm.
don't, and nobody can tell you what's ahead that they haven't been to.
See, that's why that little mirror in the front of your car is so small. You know, when you're looking back, it's really smaller than when you're looking forward. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
The people are always
yeah,
looking back instead of looking forward.
yeah.
And we're
Thank you.
trained to do that. We're trained to do that. Even I remember when I was younger, our neighborhood was always filthy. And they always said, oh, in the right neighborhoods, the streets are clean, this and that, everything's looking nice. How come they don't do that for our neighborhoods? But the problem is this. Now, I moved to a white neighborhood, okay? And what I know is that they come out and sweep in front of their own house.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't waiting for somebody else to come and do it. And that's what the problem is with black people. We waiting for somebody else to come and save us instead of learning how to save ourselves.
Hmm. But it's that, once again, I see that there's that belief system that we've picked up over time that keeps us where we are. It keeps us stuck. It keeps us afraid of trying to move forward. Then you got all of this jealousy. Instead of someone seeing their neighbor, getting better, getting a nice car, or moving on up, instead of saying, hey, congratulations, let me talk to this person and see what they're doing. Maybe I could do that and some and get some more, No,
I
I
tell
want to
people that
hate
all
on
the
them.
time. Just
You
speak to
know,
me. I'd help you out.
it's a mindset we have. And it's like, once you're broke, if you don't take that time out of your life to realize where you want to be and take time out to make that happen for yourself, why do you think other people are supposed to, and how is someone else going to take responsibility of your life and give you the type of life that you think you want? How that doesn't even make sense, because I can't even live your life. So how it just doesn't make sense. And I think we get caught up in this crazy thinking, and it just turns into this vicious cycle, and we're afraid to come up out the doggone circle. Bust the
Mm-hmm.
bubble already.
Yeah, they don't have a growth mentality. It's not a growth mentality. It's I'm stagnant, I'm stuck. And they think that their thoughts are facts, and your thoughts are not facts. Your thoughts are changing. Anytime you want to change them, you can change your thought right now about something. And so people get stuck in, like you said, the cycle because they don't believe that their thoughts are changeable. They believe their thoughts are facts, and they don't have a growth mentality.
Mhm. Mhm. What do you say, Victoria? You had something you wanted to add to that?
Well, I just think it's important to have those models or
Mm-hmm.
exposure to believe in in what's not your reality, to believe that what you think is impossible is actually possible because someone else is doing it. And I think when you have a limiting worldview or a limiting view of what's possible in life, then it's easy for you to fall into those limiting beliefs because you don't know anything different. I think we all have potential for greatness. It's a matter of believing and having faith that it will happen, and feeling like even through the uncertainty and fear and unknown, I can still do this. And I think that when you have people in your life, or you see other, maybe not even in your life, but you see other, books or movies or whatever, and you see that it's a possibility to have this life, I feel like you broaden your mind, you envision a life that's greater than what you even know is possible, and that's how you can move towards that. But I do think it takes a lot of, like, you have to be aware of having that mindset and then actively trying to reframe it. And I think a really good way to do that is to do exposure. Expose yourself to different people, different places, different mindsets, and then you will start shifting as well. That's why, the people you surround yourself with is so important. The environment you're in is so important
Mm-hmm.
because that really does shape your life. It really tracks the direction that your life is going to go in.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well said. And
Very
that's
well
something
said.
that I think about too when working with kids and youth.
Yeah.
I've worked in Chicago. I've worked with the inner city youth, and I mean I was really shocked to hear these kids are like 16, 17, even 18 years old, and they've never gotten out of the community. Here you can you look right up the street, and there's the Sears Tower. We were always curious, what is that big building and how can we get to it. And so as soon as Sunday would come around and we get the super transfers, we get on that bus and we go downtown, parents know or not. But it's just these kids have never been off the block.
Right.
And I think, well, yeah, okay, this is a problem because what are you being exposed to that
Nothing.
will even encourage you to come up off the block to get.
See,
Right.
the problem with that is this: when we do have successful people from the hood, they move out the hood. So the people that they're learning from are just the people in the hood who don't know any more than they know, just trying to struggle and hustle just like they doing. They don't have any mentors that they could say, okay, this guy here, he's doing very well. He's a doctor. This and that. This one's a lawyer. They don't have that in the hood. People move out of it, and the reason why a lot of times is when people are successful in the hood, they either get robbed, or if you're a kid that's doing well in school and getting A's, you get laughed at. You're a bookworm. You're a nerd. I've been going to these schools and telling them, I said, when I was younger, we used to walk down the street and say, "That's my car. That's my car." If we see a
Yes.
Benz going by or something like that,
Yeah.
we used to play that game.
Yeah.
And what I told the kids is this: these kids that you laughing at with the A, that's your boss. That's the one that's going to be driving that car. Think about it. You
And
laughing at them while you at the bus stop and they driving by in their nice heated seats, but you
we need
laughing.
we need more. We need more of that type of conversation happening. Really, even in the family. Like, talk to your nephews, talk to your nieces, talk to your little cousins. You know what I mean? I mean, really. But first, I know for sure there's no cure for anybody. You can't cure anybody without first curing yourself. You know. And so that's one of the reasons why I stepped out and started doing some things, becoming a domestic violence counselor and doing the master coaching. And, I'm doing these things because they help me to better understand me so that I could be a better person when I come with you or when I'm in your presence. You know what I'm saying?
Can't
But
save somebody else if you drowning.
that took some want. And I think that's the first thing we got to understand is we whatever it is in life that we want to happen, sitting back wishing and hoping for that car to get in your garage is not going to make you a car. It just don't work like that. So with all the faith happening, it's like I have faith in a higher source, right? But I also have faith in me because I realized that the higher source that created this beautiful being, right, with all these other beautiful beings, it's some powerful stuff happening, right? But that means I'm saying that to say I had to develop faith in myself to do it, to step out and just do it. Even afraid, I just had to make up in my mind, I know that I can do it. I get tired of hearing people having all this faith in the Most High, but you're not working on your faith. Every time you turn around, you're talking about, I can't do it. Oh, it's not enough. There ain't enough money out here. I never have any money. Okay, well, what about your JC? You talk about your JC all the time, that Jesus Christ person, and you say, well, I got all this faith. But then when it comes time to get out there and really live that life and have it, all of a sudden you don't have faith in you or nor him.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Whew, I had to get that out. That felt good. Huh?
Scarcity mindset. You know,
Yeah,
there's
scarcity.
a lack. It's not me. I don't have this, I don't have that. It's all about lack. But we live in a world of abundance. Everything we need is right at our fingertips. We just gotta change our mindset and make it happen.
And I actually believe, I don't know if you guys believe this too, but I actually believe that we are born with everything that we need
Within
to
us.
get to where we want to be and how we want to be in life. I believe but what tends to happen is that family and society sometimes can beat the crap out you and you lose it somehow. So what we tend to do as coaches and people in our position, we want to help you
Bring it out.
get it out, stand up, move forward, and be happy. It's
That's just
doable.
like when you have kids. Like I don't have none of my own, but I was a teacher for so many years. And like when kids are younger, they have 1,000 questions, and the parents are like, "Hush, be quiet, don't ask the questions." And so when you do that, that stops them from being curious. So as they get older, they don't have that curiosity anymore. So it's the same thing. You don't have to beat the kids up by asking why all the time, because then they don't want to ask them more when they get older. So then they stop caring. So,
Yeah. So very good. Thank you. What time is it now? I told you sometimes we go over. How you guys on time? Are you good for a little more, or are you?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Because I also wanted to bring up a couple of other limited thoughts, mindset thoughts, and the other. Now, I know you probably gonna shake your head at me on this one, but it is what it is. And this one is honor thy mother and thy father. Now, I can respect that for what it is, right? I can respect that for what it is. But here's the thing about that. When I started looking into domestic violence, and I noticed how the mothers were just cruel. Some mamas is just cruel. Some parents is just cruel. And how do you tell a person, oh, honor this person after they, whip you up, after they call you a bunch of B's and H's, or they treat you in this manner, right? We can't hide and say that these things aren't happening, because they're happening. A lot of those things happen to me. So I can tell you, it's difficult to bury all of that. I started getting ulcers and bleeding ulcers and stuff like that because I was hiding under a lot of pain, right? So I'm saying that to say we have to be careful about those types of beliefs, because that'll have us thinking, oh, I got to take this from this person because of the title that they have in my life.
Mm-hmm.
which
I
is
feel like you
not
can honor
true.
somebody as far as like respecting them or whatever, but you don't have to take their crap. You know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
respect you from a distance. Like I respect you because you're my mother or because you're my father. I'm not gonna talk to you any kind of way, but you can't talk to me any kind of way either. Like I'm just gonna leave now because I don't want to take this any further from hurt our relationship even more.
Mm-hmm. I had
Yes.
a seminar similar to everything you guys are talking about right now, where they were talking about how guys are so rude these days and they can't find a gentleman. What happened to the gentleman?
Mm.
And I told him, I said, you know what happened to the gentleman? You ladies. Because believe it or not, you guys hold all the power. What happens is this: a guy doesn't hold the door for you. A guy doesn't open the car door. He doesn't pull out your seat. And you still spread your legs. So if he doesn't have to do anything to get it, then he's not going to do anything to get it. The minute you guys start saying, okay, you can't get this, Nookie, because you're rude, or you talk to me this kind of way, or you're not a gentleman. You're not holding up your end of the bargain. The minute you guys say that, things will start turning. If enough women start doing it, then the guys will say, okay, what I'm doing now doesn't work. I have to switch up. And that's when they become the gentleman.
Well, I'm grateful to say that my husband opens doors, pulls out chairs, and all the above.
And we were talking earlier, Andre, about that, and I was sharing with him, and I'll share with you too. I don't have a problem with that. And I was talking to a guy, and I was really liking this guy. And after a while, I started picking up some things. I'm like, he's trying to talk to me as like I'm like I have no sense. I'm small, and he's being rude, and so I just I hung up the phone and I haven't spoken with him since, and I won't, because if I have to check you one time on I don't appreciate you talking to me this way. Don't do that. If I have to check you that one time and you do it again, you don't get a third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th time. You don't get
Exactly.
that.
Exactly.
Okay, so nip that in the bud. And do you know he had nerves enough to try to call me the other day? I done blocked him and everything. But see, it's funny. It is, because I'm like, now when I was giving you the opportunity, to treat me like I was someone of a person, you didn't want that. So now you're calling and blowing me up, but I'm scared now. I don't want to have to deal with that anymore. But that's my mindset. Maybe at one time I would have dealt with that. At one time, because I was so I was familiar with domestic violence. I thought that was how relationships were to go. Although I've never had a man to hit me, but it was because I'm a statuesque woman too. I don't think they want none of this like that. I really don't. I really don't think they do. So, and I like to date, tall guys, 6'4" and stuff. But anyway, I said, I'm not dealing with that kind of abuse, because I've seen what happened in my family. It was a generational thing of these women getting these abusive men. But somewhere down the line, I knew I had to step up, because I didn't want my children being this way or exposed to these things or doing these things to people, because I realized that's a hurtful thing. And it's damaging. People are damaged, and I mean for years.
Mm-hmm.
When they become abused, they become damaged for years, and it's hard for them to get out of that. But it's doable. It takes work, but you can get up out of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and that also has a lot to do with where you end up in life as far as your living conditions as well. Because you think small of yourself, so you're gonna have small things.
Right.
That work. Wait, I'm sorry, Victoria. You want to say something?
Oh, I was just going to say a little back then that it goes back to boundaries. When you have a higher way of, when you have a higher mindset, you're
Yes.
not going to allow mess into your life. And that goes with people, that goes with the spaces you're in, that goes with what you do, the work that you do. You're going to have set boundaries that you know are right for you. And if people cross those boundaries, then you know they can't be in your life. And I think that's really important to have. And
Mhm.
when I speak to people who are struggling with boundaries, it usually comes down with a lack of belief in themselves, and in their and a strength in their mindset. They don't have an abundance mindset to believe that they deserve to be treated right, or they deserve to have good things happen to them, or they're
Mm-hmm.
afraid that if they set boundaries, people will leave or people won't like them. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think that it does go back to mindset. When you have a higher power mindset and belief in yourself, certain things you just won't accept. You're not going to deal with someone talking to you crazy. You're not going to deal with someone undercharging you. You're not going to deal with, even your mom acting crazy. You can respect her, but you don't need to have that person in your life. So
Right.
Right.
I think it all comes back to mindset for me.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yep. And that, but see, I'm talking to you guys. I can see, and I think that's why we connect like we do. Is because you've done the work. You've done the work, and you constantly are doing the work on self, right? And that's a daily thing.
Mhm.
Because I think some people think that when they meet people who are confident, they misconstrue sometimes. I hope that I enunciate that word right, but it's a misconception between this person is just being vain or conceited versus this person is just confident in who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And a lot of times, depending on where you come from, you may have to learn how to be confident versus being uh, arrogant, right? Because
Mhm.
there is a difference.
Mm-hmm.
I ask people a lot too. I says, "Do you know your value? What's your
Mm-hmm.
value?"
Mhm.
Yes.
And especially younger women, it seems, well, you got the older ones too, but a lot of the younger ones, and they think, well, older ones too, okay, but they think that their value is between their legs. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
being honest. And
Mm-hmm.
they think that their value is the job that they hold, the
Right.
money that they get from that job.
Mhm.
No, I'm talking about the value that you bring into a person's life that you respect about yourself. Like I enjoy seeing you laugh, you know what I mean? I like to see smiles, you know. So I might say something stupid. I may say something dumb. Just to get you going. But you know what? A lot of people tell me all the time they miss me, right? I like that. When I go see my family members, you know, and I stay there for a few days because I'm cleaning up and I bring, you know, I'm doing things to make their life a little comfortable while I'm there. They like, girl, when you coming back? You know, that's bringing value to people's lives,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mhm.
So that peace of mind that you can give a person just by sitting there, sometimes you ain't got to say a word, just be there. That's bringing value into people's lives. So what do you guys think about that?
I believe that.
Yeah.
I agree with everything you're saying. I remember when I was younger, when I used to DJ, there was a DJ, Beethoven.
Mhm.
I was the one who introduced him to the turntables and stuff. He used to come to my house, and I would let everybody get on. I didn't care. You know, I, I was just the neighborhood DJ. So I
Mm-hmm.
would come through and I would show them how to do it and everything like that. Years later, come to find out, now the guy is famous.
Mhm.
And he went and told me, "Oh, I'm so happy I'm speaking to you now because you're the one who taught me how to do this."
Mhm.
I
That's
was like,
bringing value.
Mhm.
"You never know how you affect people's lives." I
You
mean, I was
don't.
in shock.
Mm-hmm.
You don't.
I agree.
You may not never know how you affect people's lives, but you do know this about yourself um once you get to know who you are, you know what you can offer at, bring to the table, right? I know I can bring passion out of a person. You know what I mean? I know some certain things that I can do to enhance your life.
Yeah.
I could teach you how to draw. You say you don't know how to draw, right, Victoria? People come to you all the time talking about, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to draw. And then, once you're done with me, I bet you do. You'll be doing shows, right? That's bringing value. It is. Wait, hold on. I'm going to say this too. Andre, we were talking before we got live, right? And I was saying about being proud about what you do. It's not so much about the titles, but it seems like it's better when we do use a title if we earned it, because that's what people tend to look at and give you more respect for. But when we do earn these titles, these degrees and all of this, I say talk about it. And the person that don't like you talking about it, I don't want to even be bothered with that person, because I think that there's something insecure about them. Because I want to hear about you, but you don't want to hear about what I do. And I'm supposed to feel bad about, earning my degrees and earning my titles and earning my position, owning my business, because you don't like it. So we got to get out of that mindset too. Get around people who are more like you, who have these things as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we have to stop living our life to make other people comfortable.
Dumbing down to make somebody else feel better.
Yeah. I used to do that all the time. I know.
And we need to surround ourselves with people who are smarter than us.
Yes.
We can glean from them and become smarter and more knowledgeable in whatever area.
Yes. Yes.
My mom used to call me Transformer because I used to do the same thing. I was very smart in school and everything. And when I hop out the car and I'm going to see my friends, it's like this thug comes out, like totally different person comes out. And she's like, oh, there you go.
And there you have it.
Dumbing down to make other people feel comfortable.
Yeah. And that's important. I mean, it's just important as we go talking about the belief system. All of this encompasses it along the way. And when it hits our sex life, it hits our work life, it hits our family life, and I think that's a lot of times why marriages break up too.
Oh yeah.
Or never even get started. What you say, Andre?
Oh, I have experience with that, so I know.
Yeah, and I've read your book, so I know that you are familiar with this type of scenario. Okay. Yeah, if we don't start getting a grip on who we are and how we actually want to be in life and embrace that and have faith in that God that you always bragging about, you know what I'm saying? And have faith in yourself. These things is what it's going to take for us to become unstuck and one day really live the life that we want to live. Who says that money is the show of success? See, that was a mindset that I was raised with. It's like, if you ain't got money, what are you around for? If you can't make the money, if you can't bring in no money, don't nobody want to be bothered with you. So, it's just, I'm keeping it honest. And it was hurtful because you're always wrecking your brain like, well, dang, what can I do to make this $100,000 and I haven't even got my 2-year degree yet. It makes no sense. You're going to stay hurt. You know what I mean? You're going to always stay hurt because you're always looking to please that your family or society that says that this is what you have to have in order to look this way. But it's not true because success doesn't necessarily mean money to everybody.
Right. Success is what makes you happy, not what makes the next person happy. And people miss that altogether. They think that they should watch the next person. If this guy gets a new car, I got to get a new car. They get a bigger house, I got to get a bigger house. They do that out here where I'm at in Great Neck. These houses are so huge, but yet every summer Somebody adding an attachment to it every year, guaranteed.
See?
Somebody's building more to the house, building more to the house, building more to the house, trying to compete, keeping up with the
Mhm.
Joneses.
Mhm. Mhm.
You got to
And
get up there and know what makes you happy, what gives you value. Are you
that's the.
secure in your family life? Are you secure with your job?
Mhm.
All these. Do you do what makes you happy? Are you going on the vacation you want to go to? Driving the car you want to drive? When you want to drive, not the one your friend want to drive.
That's
You got to
it.
make yourself happy because
That's
you can
it.
have money and not be happy because you try to compete with somebody else.
All
A
the
lot of
time.
people like that. That's why they, a lot of times when they're rich or wealthy, they have mental issues, they're using drugs, they're drowning their lives in alcohol because they're not happy. So
Yep.
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm.
Money does not
Mhm.
equal happiness. Just solve a lot of those problems so you don't get sad, but yeah,
Right.
And
it
ha-
doesn't solve them
and
all.
now that you guys mentioned happiness, let's talk about that for a few minutes, and then we're going to jump up off of here. I enjoy you guys. Um, Happiness is not the responsibility of the other.
Mm-mm.
I
Mm-mm.
always have to make that clear to my clients, and I make that clear to those who who listen to me. Stop giving all that power away.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of power to depend on other people to be your happiness or become your happiness. And guess
Yes.
what? When you're trying to make more people happy than yourself in the beginning anyway, you ain't making nobody happy. Now you're not happy either because that person is not happy. So now you're looking at them like I did such and such for you, and they're like, well, you shouldn't have done that. Nobody asked you or some crap like that. Now you all, now you're bent. You know, forget about it, man. Just you know, find your happy place, and people going to be automatically happy around you. When you are happy, you know,
Mhm.
people are going to feel that. That's that vibe, right?
Mhm.
Anyway, I just thought I'd put that out there too, because a lot of people are looking for happiness, and I'm like, it's sitting there with you every day. You better do something about it. Work it out. Go buy
Amen.
those shoes, eat that cookie. You know what I mean?
Don't eat the cookie if you're not hungry.
Eat the cookie, eat the cookie.
Depending on what kind of cookie you're talking about.
Oh my God. So, okay. That was good. I've enjoyed you guys. Do you have anything else to add before we shut down?
I just had a
I
good
just
time.
I wanted to do just a quick affirmation for
Yes.
everyone before we
Yes.
leave out of here.
Yes.
Just along the lines of, you know, faith and mindset, believing in what you want to happen and believing that it's going to happen. This is something that I learned in a kind of like a business mentorship group I'm in. And one of the coaches said, which really hit me, I really loved it. So I'm just going to say it and then you guys can repeat it after me. I am a river and wealth, prosperity, and health flows
Flow
into
through
me.
me. Yeah.
I am a
I am a
river,
river and wealth,
and
And
health, and
and
prosperity flows
flow
into
through
flows
me.
me.
into me.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've heard that
And,
one
and
before.
it's always good to throw them hands up and get them vibes from the heavens,
Yes.
right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Feel it, feel it. That's a
Mhm.
beautiful. I'm gonna put that too in the description as well. I mean, in the comment area, so people can um, get that if they visit and when they visit. Because we always, what ends up happening a lot of times when I'm doing my lives, for whatever reason, people pick them up and on the recording. I guess because it's
Mhm.
early too, but
Mhm.
I don't care as long as they get something out of it. And hopefully, you guys, if you're watching, thank you so much, and we will return. Um, what in 2 weeks, people? We doing this every other week now, or right?
Yes, I thought so.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
know,
believe you,
Doctor
girl. About
Doctor
this.
Sher. We don't.
We'll
What's
talk.
up?
We'll get back to you.
Yeah.
We'll let you know when
Okay.
we're coming back.
Look, but you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do the sessions anyway. Whether you
Mhm.
guys be present or not. But it's just so I love it when you're here. You really help out a lot and you share a lot of information. So whenever send out a link to you, you know, just answer it and show up. But we're gonna talk too, because we got another meeting to talk about, right? So we'll talk about it there. Like what you say, Victoria? We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it there, right? All right. So you guys, I love you. Be safe, and I want you to prosper as much as you can prosper, and just invite me to the mansion and to the yacht. I ain't got to have all that, but if you got it, I want to come. What you say, Andre?
I said, when I get a yacht, you're invited. Don't worry.
What you see? What you see?
You and I get it.
All right.
That's the thing.
All right. I love you guys, and stay in touch.
Not if
We'll
I
be
get
in touch.
it, when I get it.
Much love.
All right,
Thank you.
guys.
Talk to
Take
y'all
care.
soon.
All right.
Oh, you know what? Don't go nowhere. We're just going to go off because I want to say one more thing. So, okay, see you guys out there. Bye.